everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
I don't know how to say this, but I seem to be holding a lot of spaghetti.
And on the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
And when a doo-doo chump punk points a finger like a stump, tell him step off. I'm doing the hump.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd. Welcome to Plotty Time.
That one egg was 40 eggs?
That's a big fucking pile of garbage.
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something.
Dick piercing?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
It's still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
I'll kill some random dude.
If you want cheese, you get a milk.
You're waiting for pig.
No, I can hate on it. It sucked. Boners.
Holy shit, welcome to a brand new episode of Plotty Time. This week, myself, Chump Slap, Dr. Syintist, we're talking about one of the greatest pieces of American cinema ever released, the 1995 classic Hackers.
Hackers, hack the planet.
Hack the planet! It was released September 15th, 1995, directed by Ian Softly, who would go on after this to direct such films as K-Pax
Oh, yeah?
That's great.
and The Skeleton Key,
That's
which
not
I
too
remember
bad.
the Skeleton Key was good. That was
Yeah.
the New Orleans freaky weird one.
Yeah.
What was number one the week it came out, out of curiosity?
Oh, I got the top 7.
Oh!
07.
Oh, not only did I do that, but I put on how many weeks these movies were on the timeline. So,
Oh.
number 7, a little known movie, which coincidentally had the same, they shared a song, this and Hackers. Mortal Kombat is number 7 at the box office. It had been on the box office for 5 weeks.
That's fucking, I remember that. I think I even saw it in the theater.
I definitely saw that. And then number 6, Braveheart.
Oh, yeah. Smelly Gibbs.
That must have been in for a while.
Yeah.
It was 18 weeks. And also, this was the time when like small indie films would start on like 10 screens, and then they, like, if they did well, they'd keep expanding.
Could you imagine a movie being on for 18 weeks again?
No, I don't even know what that's like anymore.
They're usually gone in like 4.
This was the time when like they'd be out in the theater, and then 6 months from now they'd be on VHS or DVD or whatever, Blu-ray. Now it's like a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, this was fucking blockbuster times, too, yet. 95.
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, number 5 that week, a little film called The Usual Suspects.
Oh, that's too fucking spaceys.
K-Pax and Usual Suspects, that's too many mentions.
Yeah.
Number 4 in its first week, Hackers, which had 4.1 mil in its first week.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think it was that popular.
4.1 mil is not that much.
Well, it's number 4.
Number 3 that week, Dangerous Minds.
Oh, that was big.
Had been out for 6 weeks at the time. Number 2 is the film Clockers, which I know I've seen, but I don't remember anything about it.
I don't even think I've ever heard of that.
Toni Collette's in it. It's like an office
No.
existential. It's pretty good. And then number 1, another American classic. We could spend all day talking about this one as well. To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
Oh, wow.
I remember that.
That was big at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it had a lot of people in it.
Had been out for 2 weeks. The movie Hackers, which we're talking about, has 2 Oscar winners and 1 Oscar nominee.
All right.
Guys, do you know the 2 Oscar winners?
Angelina Jolie
Okay, that was an easy one.
Yeah, she won it for, what's it called?
and
Changeling?
Tomb Raider.
There it is.
It was Changeling. I'm not exactly sure. It's got to be.
It's got to be Serial Killer, right?
No, I'm thinking it's
He won it for Scream.
You
the
should have.
woman the CEO of the company. Can't think of who the character's name is.
No, the other guy.
You think it's the
The
Plague?
Plague, maybe.
What are our final answers?
I'm going to go with The Plague.
I'm going to go with the CEO.
Well, it is The Plague. Fisher Stevens has an Oscar for, I'm looking at it now.
Johnny Five, that
Yeah.
short circuit.
Oh, well, this is not what I thought it would be. 2010 winner for Best Documentary, The Cove.
He
That was a
directed the documentary?
I guess so. Him and Louis Sihoyas. I don't know how to pronounce that
the
word.
nominee who didn't win, Matthew Lillard.
No, the CEO, Lorraine Bracco, was nominated
There you go.
for Goodfellas. She was the wife in that.
Yeah, okay.
Directed by Ian Softly. I said that part. And the stars, this has quite a cast. We got Johnny Lee Miller as Zero Cool.
Yeah.
who I don't like. He's been in stuff, and he was most notably, he was like on one of those law shows for years, wasn't
I
he?
think so. Wasn't he a vampire in a movie?
I really hope I'm wrong about this.
Blade.
I
Oh, I thought it was like Vampire 3000 or something.
Yeah, Vampire 2000, I think it was.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Dracula 2000.
Dracula 2000. Yeah.
We got there. But yeah, he was in Train Spotting. I mean, the fucking classic.
Right.
Mhm.
And then we got Angelina Jolie, one of the most famous people in the world.
Everybody knows her.
Jesse Bradford is the actor who played Joey.
Yeah, the one that got, he was in Bring It On.
Yeah, he was like a teen heartthrob for a while
Yeah.
in the late 90s.
Did not know that.
He was the only actor of the primary cast of kids in high school. He was the only one that was of high school age. He was 16 at the time.
Oh, really? Damn.
Another actor by the name of Lawrence Mason plays Nikon, who I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure is not a high school student in this
No.
movie.
No, they're all like 20, right?
He's been in a lot of things too.
In real life, they were all in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Renoli Santiago plays Phreak.
What's he been in?
I remember him from Con Air.
Oh, that's it.
That's
Yep.
not what I know him from. Maybe I'm just mixing him up with somebody else.
Oh shit, he was in Dangerous Minds. He was in 2 movies
At
in
this
the
time, wow.
in the top 3 that week for the box office. Good for him. There you
I don't
go.
want to say he peaked, but damn.
I'm trying to look at. I mean,
he
he's
was
been in
he was in a lot of shows.
billions of things, but his last credit was from 2017. But apparently, he's got a couple things down the pipe coming up. So
All right, good for him, man. He's a good
absolutely,
actor.
Fisher Stevens, which we had previously mentioned, was the Plague.
Eugene.
Eugene.
Yeah, lately he is one of the characters on Secession. So I've been seeing him lately.
Oh, he'll always be fucking Short Circuit to me, dude.
I don't know how we weren't going to bring that up. You know what I mean?
Very problematic.
Yeah, it's not great. For those of you that don't know, he played a scientist by the name. Oh my God, his names are different in Short Circuit 1 and 2. That's not great.
That's wild.
Basically, he played a character of Indian ancestry
Mm-hmm.
and did the accent and everything. Anyway, Penn Jillette's also in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard is serial killer.
He's been in lots of things that are great.
Lorraine Bracco is Margot, the head of the company, the lady who basically, I don't know what her deal was. She just kind of went with the plan.
She wanted to be rich.
Yeah, it
and
was all about
run
making
away
money.
with the plague.
And then Mark Antony, the singer, was one of the FBI agents along with Wendell Pierce.
Yeah, he was like the one that went undercover trying to catch them.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he played such a small role and he barely had any lines, but he was great. I got no complaints.
No.
Like when he read the Hacker Manifesto, he's like, that's cool. Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. It's like, no, it's bullshit. Who was that other guy that was in the car with him? The other FBI agent.
other
'Cause I've
FBI
seen him.
agent.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
He looked familiar, too.
Wendell Pierce,
Yes, Wendell Pierce.
Agent
He-
Dick Gill.
He was famous for The
No.
Wire.
He was in Sleepers in the Money Pit, apparently.
Wasn't Gil the main guy? The main
Gil was the main guy.
Secret Service agent?
Yeah.
But the bald dude was Michael Gaston is his name.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in a billion things. I remember him from The Leftovers. He was in The Man in the High Castle. Most recently, he popped up on Yellowstone. Tons of like one-off episode TV
Well, yeah, he said he was
shows.
in Fringe, Mad Men, Jericho, Terriers, The Following, Yellowstone.
Damn, yeah.
Blind Spot.
He's a big, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. Very good. Great cast. So how do you guys want to tackle this? Do you want to just go through it or do you just want to start bareback it? Just go through conversations.
You can do whatever you want, Poppascotch. I don't know.
You
I
want
thought
to just
had a
take the
plan.
lead and we'll throw shit out there?
Sure.
You want to be like, Seattle, 1988.
Yeah, I got a bunch of trivia. I got a bunch of stuff. I really prepared for this because
Oh, good, because
Yeah.
I didn't.
I took
The
3
film's
pages
amazing.
of notes. Let's go.
I got about 5 lines.
So we start with a raid on Zero Cool's house in I assume a suburb of Seattle. As a child, wasn't he like 11 or something?
11.
yeah.
Yep. Dade Murphy.
He is on trial because of a virus he released, which crashed 1,500 computers,
1507.
1,507 computers, leading to a bunch of money being lost. And at the time, I forget exactly what number they said, but it was apparently big for them.
7 points drop in the stock market.
Which this was actually based on a real thing that
Oh,
was
yeah?
called the Robert Morris worm. And the effects of that worm were even more destructive than was depicted in the movie. This one crashed 2,000 computers, 6,000 Unix machines, and the damage was between 10 million and 15 million alone.
That's a lot of money in the 80s.
Yeah, in 88.
Mhm.
I just thought that was interesting. Basically, when he was a kid, he crashed a bunch of things, cost people a lot of money. And his probation was he's not allowed to touch a computer till he's 18.
Or a touch-tone phone, for that
And
matter.
they fined him $45,000.
Right. That put a lot of strain on his family.
Yeah.
So much so that his parents got divorced. And then there was a sequence where they the plague was reading his family's history. I guess they reconciled, then they got divorced again. Whatever.
Yeah,
They're
I saw
divorced.
that.
I don't know why we put that in the movie, but they're divorced now.
Yeah.
She moved to New York. Beginning of the film is Dade coming to New York.
His 18th birthday.
Yeah.
I think she says happy birthday to him in it.
She does.
Opening scene.
And then he
Okay.
gets a computer.
Now, here's the thing. The whole movie, like the cops, the FBI agents, when they're talking to Dade or when he's mentioning stuff like, I can't get in trouble, they're like, you violated your probation. But I thought his probation was over. Like his 18th birthday was over.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to hack anything.
Well, he's not supposed to hack anything. But he was a minor. Probation went till he's 18. Like I would have thought it'd be expunged.
It's never really expunged.
Yeah.
What do I know? Anyway, so now we're getting this scene where Dade's flexing his hacking muscles, right? He's doing some social engineering. He got on the phone with someone there, got the number for the modem.
Oh my God. I love when he's talking to this guy. He's like, yeah, my BLT drive's gone AWOL.
Yeah, and like for a movie that, I mean, it's called Hackers. It's about people who hack. A lot of the actual hacking they do is very, done up for the movies.
Yeah.
In real life, there's a lot more terminal. And in this, there's like 3D graphics. But the point I'm getting at is this is what they do. Like this is a thing people will do to try and like get passwords or access. They'll call someone who actually works there, pretend there's someone, get information.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of neat. There's some real stuff in here. And we meet with his mother in the morning, and she's super pissed that he hooked up the computer to the phone.
Well, you forget that he was using a remote VHS tape swapper and he gets booted by acid burn.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. I glossed over that part. What am I doing here?
Yeah, he kicks Alex Jones off and puts on some kind of show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he has like a hacker contest against someone named Acid Burn, and Acid Burn basically kicks him out of whatever TV station this is. And yeah. Also, I thought it was funny that as they were talking to each other in some kind of futuristic chat, Acid Burn used the abbreviation capital U, capital R, as in UR. That was not a common way to type anything back then.
Not 95.
No, that didn't happen until like now we see it and we're like, oh, UR, got it. But if this came out it came out in 1995, you're watching it in 95 and you weren't on computers, you'd be like, what the fuck are they doing?
I'm surprised there wasn't more leet speak at this point.
He's a hacker. He can hack stuff. Someone shut him down.
Yeah, he still knows how to do it. Fucking 7 years later.
He was practicing in the mind.
See, I was under the impression that's why he knew what those books were.
Oh, he was just reading up on it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't know.
I'll give you that. No, that totally makes sense then.
God, I love that part when they get to them. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then right after this, the next morning, they're talking. He's talking with his mother. She's pissed. He hooked up the computer to the phone. And she's like, if you screw up again, you're not going to college. And this is the point in the movie where I'm like, why the fuck would he need to go to college? He's better than most systems administrators out there.
Yeah, he could take the plague's job any day.
Yeah, absolutely. Which that's what made it so funny where it's like, you won't get into college. It's like, this guy's clearly like gifted.
Yeah, right. Does he need college at this point?
No, he's going to break into somebody and they're going to find him and they'll be like, do you want to work for us now? And that's going to be whatever. So he goes to school, his first day of high school.
He rollerblades there.
Which is, yeah, a lot of people roller. This is rollerblading time, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
remember
sure
there
was, man.
There definitely was.
And the high school scenes were filmed at Stuyvesant High School in Manhattan,
Stuyvesant.
which is actually one of the few elite exclusive high schools for students gifted in math, science, and computers. They had a bunch of real seniors in the extras in many scenes. And at this actual school, guys, sorry, the pool's not on the 6th floor. It's on the 1st floor.
That's on the roof.
Yeah.
Now, he meets with Angelina Jolie,
Kate Libby.
who I guess is processing his first day paperwork. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's probably some kind of.
She's like a senior just showing people the new kids around.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting the impression this is the beginning of the school year.
Oh, I was getting.
I thought it was in the middle.
So did I.
Or close to the end even.
Now, I think we get a date at one point and it's October.
Oh, maybe.
Or is it January? I don't remember. Because there's one point where at the very end where they're on the subway reading the thing and they're like, wait, that's tomorrow. The 16th is tomorrow.
Oh,
Whatever.
you're right. I think he says February.
It would be freezing in New York.
I know.
at that
I was
time.
just thinking that, even though he does say February. Okay.
Doesn't matter. It's not the first day of school.
No.
No. So she's in the hallway talking to Dade, getting him sorted out getting into his class or whatever. And her boyfriend's like, yo, tell him about the pool. And she says, there's a pool on the 6th floor. It's pretty sick. Meet you up there later. So he goes, the door closes behind him. It's like all the freshmen that get pranked.
He goes up there, even though he should be in class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And right here, I want to say, in this first section here, they don't do it later in the movie, but like his emotions and shit are shown by old school television clips and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of shows up, like it shows up when he sees Kate.
Yeah, but not much more in the movie after this.
You're right. Well, I guess you could say the dreams.
Yeah, but it was weird because this was just like flat, like someone flipping through a television, and it's like just what he's thinking at the time, you know?
Which I thought was pretty cool, but you're right. They didn't show that ever again the rest of this movie.
No.
And so the pool prank happened, and Dade's in the computer lab. He's in computer class. And then from behind him, our character Phreak sees him doing some magic, changing his schedule. And immediately he's like, okay, this guy has some skills. He's one of us.
Why don't you come hang out with us?
He meets up with him. He's like, why don't you come out with us? Hang out at this club, Cyberdelia?
Yeah. Who, Joey, the new fucking hacker who's trying to come up with a name?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I need a name, man. I'm nobody until I have a name. And he's like, you're right.
He's like, you ain't nobody until you have elite hack, man.
I'll slap the shit out of you.
I do like their relationship. Like, why do they hang out with Joe? Is he just like the one that's around that no one really likes? Or are they
There's
trying
always
to
that
like,
one that everybody picks on.
It's just, I think they're like, yeah, he wants to be a hacker. It's obvious. He does have skills.
he does like they all like say that he has skills and he's in here, he's out here doing it.
He's the first to hack a Gibson in the movie.
He's got to score a righteous hack, though.
Yeah, hack one of those Gibsons. Ooh.
Yeah.
So Dade heads to Cyberdelia, the nightclub. The exterior was New York City. The interior was actually a building in London.
Okay.
Why would they do that?
So they can fly to London and
I
film.
guess.
The director's English, and he had like there's some of this movie that was filmed on sets in England.
Okay.
And this Cyberdelia was built from scratch in an abandoned indoor swimming pool on the outskirts of London. And then the producer, Ralph Winter, had said, we never knew why, but the pool was designated a historic landmark. So they had to take like great care not to damage the pool, to be very careful, to leave it exactly like it was when they were done. And I think it's like I looked up this building. I couldn't find any reason as to why it is a historical building.
The first pool.
A bathhouse.
Yeah.
From what I read, the only thing I found was that back before the 60s, it was very easy to get a historical designation.
Yeah, it could have been there for 200 years.
Could have been whoever the owner was, just knew somebody.
It could have been something like, it could have been a tax thing too, where if we make it historic, they won't condemn it or whatever.
Exactly.
And so it might have just been lost in the paperwork, but no one, like there was no historical event that happened there. And still to this day, no one knows. But anyway, so we get in the club. Dade and Libby face off in a arcade game, which was an early build of the game Wipeout.
Okay.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I like that game. Wipeout was awesome.
I assume it was some kind of like demo, like they weren't actually playing it, obviously. It was way too advanced.
Yeah, for the time.
But Dade talks a lot of shit. Kate's like, you think you could do better, and he wins. And Phreak's like, oh, great. You just made an enemy for life. Good job. And then Dade is like, it's time to get revenge. So he sets up a sprinkler system test the next day for 9:30 a.m.
He's so cool.
Pool must have sprung a leak.
I remember seeing this as a kid and being like, that is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. And now watching it as an adult, I'm like, the property damage that guy must have just...
Dude, Phreak loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Time it would take to get the water out of there.
For real. Not to mention, like, it's probably nasty, stagnant, disgusting water.
Yeah.
It's there to put out a fire. It's not there to like wash people.
Exactly.
Oh God, it's so gnarly. But yeah, so he did that. And Phreak's like, this is going to be good. We get this quick classroom scene where they're writing quotes on the board.
This is one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie.
This is where he says his name, Manuel Goldstein.
Yeah.
Which was a reference to a famous hacker who was named Emmanuel Goldstein.
Oh, neat.
They put in little classic hacking reference in. His handle, Serial Killer, is also a tribute to the actual hacker John Draper, who used the alias Captain Crunch.
Oh, so they did the research.
I thought it was a tribute to Scream.
Scream was after this.
I'm just saying
It was
shit,
a
man.
pre-tribute.
Which means Matthew Lillard was older than 24 when he shot Scream and played a high school still. Well,
Yeah, whatever.
I quote this line so many times.
Oh, this isn't shop? Wood shop?
Of all the things I lost, I miss my mind the most. Ozzy Osbourne. Well, this isn't shop class. It's so dumb.
It's so good.
I was just amazed. The thing I couldn't get over is that his fucking class syllabus was on like a dot matrix printout.
Oh, yeah.
15 pages. Man, those are the days. And then Kate Libby uses a quote from her mother, who is an in-universe author.
Yeah, bestseller.
Sold 2 million books.
Yeah.
Back when that meant something.
Mm-hmm.
And so Joey, they get back to the club, right? I think they're in the club
Yeah,
at
they're
this
meeting a hacker meeting at the club.
Yeah, they had to pull out all the books.
The rainbow books.
The pink shirt book, known by the guy with the pink shirt on the front.
Yeah.
The book that doesn't fit on a shelf.
Yeah, so Dade's smart, apparently. That's what we're getting from this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so Joey is going over what he did last night. And he's like, I got into a bank, man, and I checked the news, and some cash machine in Idaho shot a bunch of money in the street. Like, I did that, man. I'm fucking sick.
What are you, stupid?
Hacking a bank across state lines.
That's really dumb, man.
They jumped on him, just like that.
At first, serial killer was like, oh, that's pretty neat. And then Freak's like, what are you, stupid? And then serial killer was like, yeah, man, that was really dumb.
And then they're like, hey, you want a righteous hack? Just like, Chump Slap said before, you got to hack a Gibson.
Yeah, man. Get yourself one of those Gibsons that do like weather predictions and shit.
And the Gibson, the name of the supercomputer, is an homage to cyberpunk author William Gibson. He was the person who invented, quote, the term cyberspace in 1982 for his book Neuromancer. A lot of references to that book, Neuromancer, in this film.
Interesting.
So we cut to some, we finish up, and then later that night, Joey's doing some shit. He gets into some cyberspace. He hacks a Gibson, and he copies some random like garbage folder, like just to be like, I was here, I did this.
You know how he hacks it? He uses one of the 4 top passwords.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure does. And so he guesses the password. He gets in, copies the garbage file, goes to download it to a floppy disk. It gets halfway done. Mom unplugs the computer. You go to bed now, damn it.
Yeah, this is 95. This takes a long time to download and put on a floppy disk.
Well, if you remember, I guess later in the film, they talk about how fucking sick Libby's 28.8 BPS modem is.
Yeah. That's so good.
Bits per second. And like, I remember when the movie came out, 28.8 was dead. Like they were already on 56
right?
modems. So anyway, he puts the floppy disk in a vent in his room to hide it with his cigarettes, which I thought was funny.
Yeah,
and then,
but
goes to sleep.
Penn Gillette, the security guard,
Got him.
did find him and called up Eugene, the plague, and they did track it. They did find out where he lives.
And then is this where, does he get arrested right away?
Yeah, they trace it, and then Joey wakes up.
Oh, it was right away. Yeah, I don't have it in my notes, but yeah, he gets arrested and his stuff gets taken almost immediately. And when he's when the FBI agents, for some reason, okay, first of all, I get, does the Secret Service handle like computer crimes, or did
I don't
they?
think so. I thought they only did presidential shit. Wouldn't the FBI or CIA do this shit?
Well, when it deals with money and stuff, the Secret Service do it, like
But it's not
counterfeiting
money.
and shit.
It's a.
I don't know.
It's
Who
just
knows?
a mineral company.
I'm just looking this up, but apparently they do that.
Okay.
Sorry. I know the United States Secret Service, they do counterfeit money is always them. Whenever
Yeah.
there's a counterfeit money case, the Secret Service investigates.
Oh, I've seen Catch Me If You Can.
So apparently they have a cyber fraud task force that they can focal point of our cyber investigative efforts are a partnership between the Secret Service, other law enforcement agencies, prosecutors, private industry, and academia. So I guess it makes sense that they would work so closely with Plague, right? To get these people,
Yeah.
these
they've-
terrorists.
especially since Plague says the whole thing about the virus and all that.
Oh, here it is. The Secret Service is responsible for detecting, investigating, and arresting any persons who violate certain laws related to financial systems. In recent years, digital assets have increasingly been used to facilitate a growing range of crimes. So yeah, I guess they are correct. The Secret Service would look into this.
But before the Secret Service raid, there's a scene where Freak, Serial, and Zero Cool go to visit Lord Nikon and watch Hack the Planet.
Razor
That
and
is-
blade.
Razor and Blade show.
Which is some kind of pirated signal
Yeah.
that like you got to be in the know of what channel to put on at what time
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to watch Hack the Planet, where they give you like instructions on how to do some phone freaking.
How do you think fucking Phantom Freak got his name?
Yeah. I can't believe it. I can't believe they freaking was old at this point. People weren't really doing that as much anymore.
No.
Yeah. Imagine.
It's like they found the anarchist cookbook and just started doing stuff.
Yeah.
movie.
Let's scrape some bananas and make some fucking psychedelic shit. That's in the anarchist cookbook.
I gonna believe you.
I know a guy who has a actual copy of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
So we get a meeting at the corporation where the Plague is there. Margot's there. I'm guessing some other like executives or some other higher ups, and they're going over what happened. And Plague is like, yeah, well, it was your username and password they used, Margot. So maybe change your fucking password.
If only someone would have read the memo on passwords.
Yeah, he's very, very pedantic, very God complex. The Plague.
Yeah. I love how the password's God.
I know. There's not even whose fault is it, Plague? You don't have any password requirements.
Yeah.
So whose fault is this really?
Exactly. You're the fucking security guy. Whatever.
Otherwise, everyone's password would just be but a whole bunch of times.
Right?
One exclamation point.
Well, something happened, like a ship capsized or something, right?
Yes, the Plague said that these hackers have installed a virus. We don't know on which ships, but the virus can capsize a tanker.
The Da Vinci virus. That was a real virus.
Was it? I didn't see about the Da Vinci virus.
Oh, maybe it was just in my head. I swear there was a Da Vinci virus back in the day.
There's probably one after this movie, like they
maybe,
retconned
yeah.
it. But I did read that this is completely like fiction because there would be people on those boats.
Yeah, it says you can't manually override it.
Which is ridiculous. Like you can manually override it. That's
You can
absolutely a
always
thing.
manually override
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Well, that's they're saying. Long story short, there was a whole bunch of fucking boat nerds that decided to weigh in on this. But long story short, people on the boat would feel the boat tipping and be like, "What the fuck's going on? We need to fix this." They would figure out what's going wrong. They change it to manual and fix it because apparently it takes a long ass time to pump in water to fill a ballast.
yeah, it's
like
not something
hours,
that can
not-
easily happen. Yeah.
It's not like 5 minutes. So they would know and fix it. So they were like, this scenario would never happen. But let's pretend it is. And the Plague tells Margot, like, oh yeah, I planted this whole thing. Like, you know, we're in this together. So you have to lie and like help me out here. And she's like, so you're just going to frame some hackers. It's like, well, are they going to do time or are we? What's it going to be?
Yeah, he's like, it's 20 years. Do you want to do it?
Or would you rather be rich on a beach somewhere?
Yeah. Let's release Joey and see if we can follow him to his accomplices.
Which look, I'm not saying 25 million's not a lot of money. I'm not saying that. But is that enough money to fuck off to a beach forever money?
Yeah.
And in the 90s
88
maybe.
or 95,
Yeah.
I mean.
I mean, it's probably enough now
Yeah.
if you don't really fucking waste
You go to a cheaper area.
Yeah.
I could do it 25 million right here and live forever.
That's a good point. All right. So, Plague meeting with the police. And yeah, like you just said, the plan is to let Joey loose, follow him, see who he talks to. Very common thing. But little hitch in that FBI plan. You see, Joey's fucking grounded. He's not going anywhere. So they have
I
to
love
literally
that FBI
wait.
guys in front of his house. He's like, he's fucking grounded.
That is really funny. Like our whole investigation's fucked because he's grounded.
Yeah.
So they had to like sit there for weeks because the
Right.
month, like time does pass here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a month or two that passes during the movie. But Dade actually has a run-in now with the Plague. The Plague shows up at his house
There's
because
a part, hold on, before that, there's a part where Plague's playing like a fucking personal VR system.
Yeah.
oh yeah, there was, and he's
That's
in
way
like
ahead of its time.
it couldn't have been real, right?
He is the Plague, man.
Yeah, but did they, I mean, they had a fucking virtual boy, I guess. Like, is that what it looked like
Yeah,
to
it
him?
didn't show you what you were playing.
Yeah.
What you were playing.
I'm trying to see if anyone has any idea what it actually is.
But it looked like a fucking actual like VR system now. You know what I mean? Like it
Oh,
was just
it's
a
a-
headset and
It's a real thing by a company called Virtuality,
oh neat.
found in video arcades in the early 90s.
Okay, cool.
I guess that's the company, and they made custom like cabs or something. So I guess I don't know.
No, cool. That's neat.
They're real. No, I'll keep going. I'm going to go for another 10, 15 minutes of just flipping in little facts as I read the wiki because that's what people came here for.
All right.
Anyway, so Plague goes to Dade's house. I don't remember why. Is it because he found out he moved into town? Like, why does he have Zero Cool's information?
Doesn't he catch him hacking?
Because I think he's just looking at possible friends of the kid and he sees Dade and he's like, holy shit, that's fucking Zero Cool. He has to know this guy.
Yeah, he just assumes he's involved because of his history
Yeah.
and because they go to the same high school. And
Yeah. He makes up this shit that we need the disc to dismantle the virus
then they have a nice talk, and he destroys his cassette player, which I'm sure was very expensive at the time.
Yeah. Probably had like 9D batteries in it too.
So after this, Dade doesn't tell the group about this whole Plague situation.
why would he?
So then they go to a party at Libby's place, and it's very cool, very hip, very awesome.
Mm-hmm. This is where Mark Antony's kind of undercover at the party.
How the fuck did he get in there?
I don't know.
Well, whatever. So the takeaway from this is where they finally like, okay, so was Libby part of their friend group? Obviously
Yes.
they knew each other.
I think they're acquainted.
No, they're definitely friends because, I mean, Phreak knows a lot about her, so does Serial Killer. And it's just, I mean, they're all hackers. They're invited to her party at her house.
That's a good point too. I think that kind of sealed it.
Well, so was Mark Antony.
Well, I wasn't sure if she, like, I mean, they hung out in the same social circles. They all went to Cyberdelia, so they all knew each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, they had conversations about hacking in the past. So I guess maybe they weren't just like as tight as they are as the course of this movie goes
They all
on.
know she's acid burn.
Yeah, but Dade doesn't.
Until now.
So they go to the party and they find her laptop and they all start drooling over it.
There's an awesome scene here.
Very cool.
Yeah. There's a great scene where they show what Joey's doing. And he's at that addict
Yeah.
meeting. he's
Oh.
Just pounding coffee and smoking cigarettes. I'm not an addict.
I'm not an addict, man.
Was that like an actual computer addicts?
No.
type?
No,
Or
it was just
addict-
an AA
addicts.
meeting. Yeah, probably.
Like, because the one guy was definitely like a meth head or whatever.
It's like, I'm here because the court's making me. I'm not an addict. And everyone's like, oh, like,
Right.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that scene. So then at this point, they're drooling over the computer. Libby comes in, like making out with her boyfriend. It's getting real. And then they're like, should we just sit here and watch this? And then Dade says something to,
Yeah, because Phreak's like, oh shit, there's burn. And then Dade's like, burn. And then he says, acid burn. And then that fucking pulls her from the makeout session.
yeah, that's where he puts it together. And she's acid burn.
I'm crash override.
And it's like, oh, you kicked me out of this. It's like, what are you doing on my turf? Long story short, they come up with the idea to have a challenge.
Let's get back at the service for Joey.
Yeah, the idea is to win one for Joey, as they call it. It's a hacker contest to hack Secret Service agent Richard Gill and make his life as miserable as he can. If Libby wins, she says the phrase, Dade is going to become her slave, which I guess means doing the shit work in the hacking world.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to fucking crack copyrights and shit.
Yeah, like I guess, you know, the shit work no one else wants to do.
Yeah.
And then if he wins, then he gets a date. And she's like, I don't do dates, but I don't lose either.
Oh.
So then we get a fucking, it's a great montage where the hacking contest is starting. So to start it off, Libby starts and she cancels his credit card, gets his card canceled, says it's way over the limit.
Snap.
Got him.
And the sequences where they're hacking like by that
Payphone.
phone
Yeah,
booth,
they're
having, like,
payphone in
walking-
Chinatown. Oh, it's so great. It's so serious. And it's just someone typing on a computer. It's great. I love it.
I love Serial Killer just standing there like staring like he's a sentinel watching over him.
And then did you notice that in the final step of this, when they're still in the montage, they're at the same location, but just turned around?
No.
It was like two payphones back to back. And the first pass, when Libby was up, they were on one side. And then the second pass, they were on the other. It was clearly the same set. They just switched around.
Oh, nice.
So then Dade puts Richard Gill's number in a classified ad, and he gets a lot of calls. And it was very much a sexual ad that he put all his information in.
That was interesting because the plague was in his office while he was getting these calls. In the Secret Service man's office.
It's also weird that it would be at like the Secret Service office and they wouldn't have like screening for these calls.
Yeah.
Because what, you call this extension and stuff? It's-
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's wild.
Man, that's
He's
great.
a hacker, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
But he had one of those like 90s phones that had like 60 extension buttons on it and they were all blinking.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like who's on that many phone calls at once. That's ridiculous. But anyway, so that was step 2. And then Libby's up. So she puts a DUI and a bunch of traffic violations on his record. So he gets pulled over and arrested by a cop, which
Mhm. You know who I am?
is always a great thing to say.
I want to do that if I ever get arrested.
And then last step, Dade makes him dead.
I love that phone call.
They're like, actually, you want us to look up this Richard Gill? Yeah. Our records say he's dead.
What?
I'm what?
I think that's that. I thought that wins. I can't believe they called it a
definitely
tie.
wins, man.
That's they called it a tie, which is nuts,
They just wanted to see more hacking.
of course. But the contest was a draw. And there's a scene where Plague sends a threatening video to Dade on a laptop that he gifted him.
Yeah.
Why would Dade ever use that laptop?
That's a good question.
Because it's so much cooler than his.
It is pretty fucking badass, but I wouldn't use anything a hacker gave me.
No.
It's okay though, because Joey's not grounded anymore.
Oh, sick.
Finally, he's not grounded. So he grabs the disc and he heads to Washington Square Park and he meets up with Phreak. but he had a tail the whole time. He didn't even look.
You've been followed, dude.
Oh my God, they're taking pictures with a Nikon. Yeah.
I think Nikon had to spend some money for this, right?
Right? Lord Nikon, Nikon cameras everywhere.
His like boot up screen is the Nikon logo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you had to put some money in it. Anyway, so he gets the disc to Phreak. They both run. Phreak stashes the disc in a bathroom, and then later that night, he would get arrested. His whole house gets tossed.
Yeah, he goes home and tries to rip up his papers.
He rips up a lot, but he doesn't rip them all up.
Yeah. He's like, I
He's like,
can finish it in the morning.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And he has a dream that he gets fucking raided.
I thought that was the dream where he was ripping up the papers.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, maybe, yeah, because he does get raided.
Immediately when he wakes up.
Yeah, okay. Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyway, so they arrest him, and they're like, he doesn't have anything. But apparently, the plague is feeding the cops stuff, and they're like, you're going to jail forever because you're capsizing a tanker. And Phreak's like, I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Like they killed people, right? Or was the tanker not manned?
Did they? No, they didn't tip any over. I don't think any actually
he tipped
got
one
tipped.
Tipped one over, I thought.
Did they?
Yeah, that's how fucking the plague came up with the whole idea. It's like, look, they tipped over one and they want money now.
It was empty, though.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So Phreak uses his phone phreaking skills to call Libby from jail and tell her the disc is in that place where you put that thing that time.
I also use that line.
I love that line.
Yeah, I use that a lot. And then he's like, we're being framed. They're framing hackers. You need to find out what the fuck's on that disc before we all just go to jail forever. So Libby goes to Dade and is like, I need your help. And he's like, I can't. Like, I can't get in trouble again. Like, I can't do it. And
hold on, there's a great line here where they're in the room talking and Dade's mom comes in. She's like, yeah, help yourself to anything in the refrigerator. Cereal already did.
that was pretty cool. Oh, and like when Angelina Jolie rang the doorbell and the mom opened it, and didn't she say something like, oh, so you're what all the fuss is about or something like that?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. His mom kicks ass.
Yeah.
And then where are we going? So Dade saying no, I'm not getting involved. No. And she's like, can you at least copy it and just hold it just in case we all get nabbed? We don't want to go to jail forever. He's like, okay, I'll copy it. But that's it. And he still has not told them anything about the meetings with E and the plague.
No, he's like, I can't afford to get arrested. It just can't happen.
So then Plague calls Dade. He believes that Libby has the disc.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that's because the cops put it together that Phreak called Libby.
Yeah, prison phones are tapped.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't matter if you call the operator
yeah,
anyway.
it doesn't matter who you call. They know who you're talking to. But they didn't know the place that he put the thing, so they're just
it's
like,
in
well,
that place
she's got
that
it.
thing,
Yeah.
So then the Plague changes his mother's police record and puts some real nasty stuff in there to threaten Dade. I don't think he like published it or anything, but he's like, see how easy this is?
No, he said
Just-
she's going to get arrested and then forgotten about. I'm going to erase it all and nobody will ever know she's
Yeah, she'll be in jail and nobody will know why.
So then we have a scene that I completely forgot about.
I'd
love
like to
this
forget
scene,
about the
dude.
scene. If,
The disc handoff.
it's
We
so
have
ridiculous.
to talk about it.
Why did he could have just driven by.
Let
No,
me
he
paint
has
the
to be on
Let me paint the
skateboard.
picture. So, Dade calls the Plague from a payphone and says, "All right, I have your disc," because he had the copy. So he's like, "I have it. The deal is my mom's fine. The deal is you don't go after Libby or anybody. Like this is it." And Plague's like, "Okay, fine." Which should be a red flag.
Mhm.
If you're making deals with someone like this and they're like, "Okay, nobody has to know about this," then they're doing something wrong.
Yeah, because someone's got to be blamed for that capsized boat.
But I don't think Dade knows anything about this yet. Well, no one knows anything about the capsized boat.
No.
The
yeah,
hackers
you're right.
just know they have a disc and that it's hot.
They don't even know what's on it.
Right. So in this handoff scene, Dade is standing on some New York street. A limo is driving by with fucking the Plague on his skateboard.
Skitchin.
Is that what it's called? Is that the actual term?
That's what it's from Tony Hawk. Yeah.
So he's holding on to the car, being propelled with his skateboard. Dade holds the disc out, he grabs it, and they just keep going down the street.
And then Dade, in a moment of regret, runs after it like, oh,
Yeah.
What a
I think
great
he's got to
scene.
stop and let him in the car then. Like,
yeah. It's so good. I loved it.
Like, that's why they put that steam there, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those random movie steam vents that just blast steam into the street. And they go into that to be all cool. And then you can see the white car takes the turn right after it, but you don't see him.
Yeah.
So either he let go or for safety reasons or whatever. Who cares? So we'll move on. We'll move on past the disc handoff. Dade goes to the group to tell them what happened. And they're like, we have the disc. We're trying to figure this out. We only have half of it. It's going to take forever to put this together, which I don't even understand. If you only have half the data,
You can't really put it together at all.
no, you just be guessing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how they rebuild it, but he sees the code and Dade just can't help himself, man.
Makes sense, man.
So he's there. It's nighttime, and they go to the next night or the next day. All night he's doing this, and eventually he restores the data, and then they put the whole plan together. Like that, there are tankers. There's a virus. The virus.
It's not a virus, bro. It's a worm.
And a virus.
That's right. You're right. God damn
No,
it.
it's a worm and a virus.
Now he says it's a worm.
No, there's also oh yeah. Well, the worm's on the disc. You're right. Okay, sorry.
And then they come up with the whole plan, how they're framing hackers. And they're like, well, who the fuck is doing this? And Dade's like, oh, I know who. It's this plague guy who's been meeting me. Like, and then they're like, what happened? Like, I gave him the disc. Like, what do you mean you gave him the disc? It's like, well, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know any of this shit. So
He's like, we still have a copy though.
yeah, but now they know it's the plague and they are coming in and they need to now hack the Gibson, find the garbage file and prove it.
I could do it in 8 minutes.
Oh, with my help, we could get it in 7.
Man, you guys can't do shit without me. We'll do it in 6.
I love that. It's so good.
And then, so they're going to hack the Gibson. They need to prepare a little bit. So Dade and Libby go dumpster diving to try and find some relevant information. Another thing that's very real that people do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you tell him that he admits to being zero cool here?
Oh, I didn't. I skipped over that part.
Yeah, because he's like, look, man, I'm zero cool. That's why I can't get
1507?
arrested.
I always thought you were black,
Yep.
which is awesome because there would have been pictures. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they go dumpster diving. Serial installs a modem at the fucking cops at the Secret Service office.
Yeah.
Or does
Yeah,
something.
Phone tap.
He's under their desk. That's right. He phone taps him because they record him with that huge fucking reel-to-reel,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And then they get some kind of phone manual they steal from a phone truck.
Yep. Yeah.
And they also sneak around the corporation. And
Yeah.
it's,
Because who is it? Nikon has a photographic memory. That's why his name's Nikon.
Yeah.
oh, that's right.
And he's watching people type in their passwords. And one of the passwords is Kermit, the one that they show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I rewound it to check it out. But yeah.
He's just some dude with his hair up, just holding flowers and walking through the office and just looking at screens.
Yeah, he's just a flower delivery guy.
And then as we move on, the plague is telling Margot that, all right, the hackers are, they're all going down. Like, this is going to happen. They could implicate us because, you know, they did have some of the garbage file, but they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. He's like, we have to launch Da Vinci.
yeah, it's like, what do you mean they're gonna lose? Like, what do you? She's like, oh, we're gonna launch the virus and blame it on them.
Got to send the arrest warrants out for him tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's take it. Let's sleep on it.
So then on the subway, the group is driving around, right? Well, railing around, and Libby and Dade go to find Razor and Blade because they need some fucking hacking firepower for this.
Yeah, they're like, we got 5 of us, but really,
We need some more people.
we need to take it all down.
So the plan is to get into the Gibson. Well, okay, so we have this meeting with Razor and Blade. They decide to help, and they also say, we could put out like a distress call to hackers of the world unite, you know?
Mm-hmm. Hack the planet.
All right, hold on a second. When they're on the subway, that's when they have just like some of the garbage they found. And it's a memo that says, how do we deal with the capsizing of the ships on February 15th or whatever? And they're like, wait a minute, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. Is that like one of those telex things?
I don't know. Like,
fax
why would that
things?
even be a memo? There's only 2 fucking people who know about it.
That's a good point. Why would it be a memo at all? Or why would you make that memo
Didn't they tell
before
the
it
whole
happened?
like CEO? They had that huge meeting.
No, because it says, how do we deal with the capsized ships tomorrow?
Yeah, because it was said on this day.
the
on
Da
this
Vinci
day they're
would-
going to do it.
You're right. You're right.
Razor and Blade are in, and the whole group heads to Grand Central Station. And they're going to, like I said, they're going to hack the Gibson, they're going to download the virus, and they're going to overload the Gibson and crush it. So this will make it so the boats don't sink. Because I guess if you destroy the Gibson, it kills the whole virus. I don't quite understand that. But
Yeah, because then the computer that's running the boats is offline and they'll go back to default. I
it
don't know.
doesn't make
But
sense.
there's a whole scene before that where they're fucking with traffic lights and they turn them all green.
Mhm.
How many people fucking got hurt in that?
Yeah, probably a lot.
right?
And so they did that. They get to Grand Central. They're mostly like they're in the Gibson. They're looking around. They don't know or remember where the garbage file is because Joey just fucking happened upon it.
Yeah, it just happened to be on Terminal 23, but
So they're mostly failing. Like this is not looking good. And then out of nowhere, the international hackers jump in and are able to assist. They end up taking down like the entire company.
Gom, cookie.
Dade finds the file and fucking the Plague instantly boots him. And I'm like, why isn't the Plague just sitting at the file booting anyone who's trying to download the file?
Yeah, or you could stop just connections to that file. Like it would be very easy.
Delete the fucking file.
Fun fact, the hackers that take over the Gibson computer with the Cookie Monster virus that starts gobbling up all the data, that's based on a real program from that era called Cookie Monster. It would come up on the screen and demand a cookie. If you typed in the word cookie, it would go away for a while.
Oh, that's why he's like, just type
in
cookie, idiot.
Exactly. That's why he's like, just type cookie, you moron. If you typed Oreo, it went away for a longer period. That's why Hal warns the Plague that Cookie Monsters are eating up the data, and he tells them to type cookie.
Ah, okay.
Which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And then, so we're almost done, guys. We're finishing this up. And the hacker, they get in, and Zero Cool finds it. He finds where it is. Dade finds it, but he gets kicked out. He tells Joey where it is. So now it's up to Joey. This is quite a righteous hack, let me tell you.
He's the last one in.
Oh my God, this is the most righteous hack.
They tell him where he is, download the file, get it on a disc. They're like, okay, Razor Blade, fucking kill it. So they kill the Gibson. Everyone's like, we did it. Yeah. Blah. Everyone at the Corpo fucking wild glass server room is like, oh God, everything's red now. That's bad. And they
got
take
the
down,
kernel.
They got the kernel and they take down the whole fucking company. They're like, yeah, we did it. We did it. And then immediately, as they're so happy, the cops show up and arrest all of them.
What was with the thing with the SS shows up on the bottom floor and there's just like phones?
Well, they go to the wrong place first.
I thought the hackers did that. Like was that just like a
they
relay or something?
Yeah, because then
kind of like a proxy.
Yeah, the Plague traces them to there, and they're not there.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so they get arrested, and as Dade is leaving, they look over and they see Serial in the crowd. Because I remember at some point, I think he was the one that went to set up the relay.
Yeah, that's
and
why
he wasn't
left
there.
Them.
Yeah, he wasn't with the group while they were hacking.
So he kind of just like sits back.
Yeah, he's in like costume with like a hat, a New York Yankees hat on.
I don't know where he got that shit. He got like a overcoat and like a Mets hat or some shit.
Yeah.
And Dade's leaving, and he has the disc, and he like pulls it from his back, throws it in the trash.
Quite a clutch fucking toss.
Yeah, he's been
dude.
practicing.
A blind toss. It was in his back like waistband. In handcuffs, he pulls it out and tosses it to the side right in the trash can.
Amazing.
They trashed our rights, man.
I love saying that, dude.
They're trashing our rights. They're trashing. And Serial's just in the
planet.
I love when he's like, hack the planet. And Serial's just in the crowd and he can't help himself.
And
He's
the
like,
cops don't think to like
No,
grab
no.
that guy. They're like, oh my God, that serial killer, you know?
that guy that we were just following with Nikon an hour ago.
Yeah.
But no, they don't do it. So he goes in, he grabs a disc, and then the whole group gets sent to the Secret Service for questioning and stuff. And as they're there, going through processing or whatever, all the TV stations get hijacked and fucking serial killers sitting there.
Dude, Razor and Blade are legit.
They really are. So he goes on TV and basically dumps out the whole purse of Eugene and Margot and tells them how they framed it. They did the whole thing. It's like, we're hackers. We didn't have anything to do with it. That's why, Phreak had nothing at his house. Like, we weren't involved. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. And then Gil's like, that motherfucker. He's pissed.
Yeah,
that
because he just got played by Eugene.
Yeah, he got played so hard.
And he used to protect the fucking president.
Unbelievable. So the tide turns. They all seemingly get let out, and we kind of get like the film's postscript. So Eugene is in some kind of costume, dicking around with his... Dude, I'll tell you what. In 1995, there weren't many people dicking around on planes on laptops. I'll say that first of all.
No, why would he even do that?
I don't know. But why would Richard Gill and the other agent get like halfway through the flight before they arrested him? If they were on the plane, they would just arrested him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they would have arrested him and taken him off if they were on the plane.
He's going to Tokyo, for fuck's sake.
It was a fun moment.
Yeah, it's a dumb place to go, too.
Is there a nonstop flight from New York to Tokyo?
Probably.
I guess so. But still.
I forget where I saw it. It was somewhere online, but they were talking about the longest flights, the longest nonstop flights. I think one's from like California to Singapore or something crazy like that. It doesn't matter. We can, okay.
But Eugene gets arrested on
They
the
don't
plane.
all land. They don't all land. So Eugene gets arrested on the plane, and then we've got Crash, Override, and Acid Burn on their date. They, I guess, break into a pool and go swimming, and they make the lights on the building say crash and burn.
There's when they're first walking and she's in a dress, I thought he was in a dress too.
I thought so too. I agree.
But he's not.
No.
It's just fashion, I guess.
Yeah. And they're like, well, the guys decided I deserve the date. So
It was the only way I was going to get one.
Yeah. So they said I won.
Well, all right. So that's it. That's the movie. They seemingly live happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe they graduate from high school. We don't know.
He definitely got hired to that company's fucking security.
Sure, they all got hired somewhere.
Yeah.
Even Joey.
Oh, definitely.
Especially Joey. He was the first to hack a Gibson, dude.
It's true.
He is probably the leadest one here.
Probably.
Because all these other guys, they needed all that background information and all this shit just to fucking get in there. But Joey was already in there.
Yeah. Joey's no slouch. Maybe that's why he was hanging out with the group. They just they saw the raw talent in there. They're just trying to get him to unlock it.
I wonder what his fucking hacker name ever turned out to be.
So that was one question I had at the end of the movie. The other question I had was once Phreak made the call to Acid Burn to Angelina Jolie, he's out of the movie. He's not in the movie anymore for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still in jail.
He's heavy in the front, and then that's it.
Yeah. Does he ever get out of jail?
I don't know. I think they release him at the end. I think they mention it. But
I mean, probably at the end, but I thought it was really weird how like he just disappeared from the movie.
well, I mean, he's in jail. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
I
Nikon
know.
like just takes his spot.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
That was interesting. Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Well, it is the 90s.
You're right.
Could only be one black.
The white kid's going to get probation.
Yeah.
I don't bail.
So Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars and wrote, "The movie is smart and entertaining then, as long as you don't take the computer stuff very seriously."
He's not
Exactly.
wrong.
Yeah, he's fucking nailed it, dude.
And then he wrote, "I took it approximately as seriously as the archaeology from Indiana Jones."
Yeah.
Sometimes you're right. When you're right, you're right.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
I also, did you notice that, you may not notice this, I only saw it in one scene because I was really looking, but Nikon on his computer has a marijuana leaf sticker on it and the Supreme original.
Right. I saw the Supreme. I was like, are you serious? Is that old?
I guess so. But I
That's
saw the
wild.
Supreme sticker and I was like, holy shit, even back then?
I didn't know it was from fucking 95.
No, me neither. I'm
Good
trying
for
to.
them, man.
It's an American clothing brand established in New York in April 1994.
Wow. They were ahead of their fucking time, man.
Man, that must have been like brand goddamn new when they were filming this.
Yeah, because it had to be filmed in 94, right? If it came out in 95.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Because I was like, damn, that sticker's probably fucking $30 now. Just the sticker.
Yeah, but another couple last random pieces of trivia. I mentioned this earlier, but the song that plays in the film's intro is Halcyon On and On by the band Orbital, and it was used in the ending of the film Mortal Kombat, which was released a month prior to this film.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty neat. And then the band that plays in the club is the Dutch band called the Urban Dance Squad. That's in the Razor and Blade Club. Razor and Blade?
Razor and blade.
Yeah. I've been looking to get this soundtrack, but it's fucking expensive.
Oh, I'd imagine.
They had like, I don't know if I just saw it on Spotify or where I saw it, but there was the original soundtrack and then someone put out like a whole bunch of volumes that are like the vibe of the movie.
Nah, no. I want the vinyl from the original fucking movie.
Did they make vinyls back then?
Yes.
I'm
It's out
sure.
there. It's fucking expensive.
How expensive?
I don't know. Probably 100. Oh, and I just looked this up. The Da Vinci virus was based on the Michelangelo virus. It's a computer virus first discovered in February 91 in Australia. It was designed to infect DOS systems.
I think they name it Leonardo and Raphael. You know, in the comics, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a couple of them are dead.
Like,
Really?
Now?
I think Leo's the only one alive.
Yeah, the comics
Comics are like brutal.
dark. Yeah.
Interesting. I never read the comics. I never
I
read a
only
lot of
see
comics.
random YouTube videos about it.
Yeah. I'd like to look into the whole series of it, but you know.
All right. Well,
There it
amazing
is,
film.
guys.
Amazing
Watch
film.
Hackers. Judge for yourself.
Wife saw it with me. She hated it. Hated it a lot.
Seriously?
Yeah, but she's not cool. So
I could see that.
How do you hate this? It's 95 in a bottle.
I know. I don't
How
know.
old
I
was
don't.
she in 95?
Never gonna understand it. Well, she's like 4 years younger than me.
Oh, so like
Jesus. 7.
Yeah. Okay. 95. I was a good teenager.
I was 15.
95, I was at the age where
I was 14, 15. Yeah.
I was done with like kid stuff and I wanted some fucking adult stuff. Not like
it's
porn,
like the
but
quote
like
from the movie.
Oh, I was thinking pubic hair, but
When I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought I became an adult. I put away childish things. Serial killer says that.
Yeah.
he sure does. That's not what that's not what us millennials do. We hold on to that
keep
shit.
childish things.
Yeah, we hold on to that shit forever and bask in the coziness while everything else blows up. But anyway.
Yeah.
We're cusp exennials more than anything.
Yeah. Total exennials, bro. Whatever.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else to say about this besides everyone should go watch it because it's an amazing movie?
No, it's fucking fantastic. I can watch it any day of the week. I just sent you guys a picture. I wanted to get that poster sized.
You should get to those metal posters they sell now.
No, I wanted like the canvas, like I got. Yeah.
Oh, that.
Right? Because people were like, "What the hell is that?" It's like if you don't know.
I would have never guessed if we didn't like watch the movie. It would have taken me a while to get what that's from.
I know. That's why I think it's fucking great.
Oh, I don't know if I would have gotten it. I would have assumed sci-fi.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that New York or is that Los Angeles?
It's definitely New York. The steam vent thing's New York.
I don't know. It's like that's so. It almost looks like Terminator.
I know. And the payphone would throw you off.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they can't have cobblestone in L.A., right? That didn't happen. So
There's definitely fucking streetcars there, right? Was that San Francisco? What the fuck?
maybe it was one of those London shots, those things they filmed in London.
Anyway.
All right. Well, if anyone has any suggestions for other sick movies we could watch and talk about, where would they send to those via email, Sir Chump Slap?
To those via email.
You send to those via email to plottytime@gmail.com, and I'd love to hear what kind of movies you guys want to hear us dissect and just talk about, because it's fun for me.
I love it. If they want to get to us faster on the socials, how would they do that, Dr. Syintist?
Who knows? Talk to us anywhere you see us. Probably Reddit. Maybe Instagram. I think we still Instagram. You TikTok?
We don't do TikTok.
No, we're done. We're done with TikTok.
We're done with that.
Well, actually, technically, right now we're still on everything, but
We
we're
don't
gonna
look at
we'll
it.
close them. Yeah, we're not gonna post anything new on Threads, TikTok, or Instagram. So
Right.
go to Reddit, go to YouTube, like and subscribe there. It really helps us out. Ton of new content coming. New one coming out tomorrow. You guys are gonna love it. I worked real hard on it.
Yeah, comment on this shit.
I saw a preview. It's fantastic.
Get some fan interactions here.
Comment, like, subscribe, binge.
Hit that bell.
We should get a bell.
As always, shout out Blaine JJ, Drago the Slago, Gamers Little Playground, I am Panex, and Luis Guzman. Definitely trust all scientists, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace. I like it.
Yeah.